So today we are gonna talk about all these scams and rugs when it comes to meme coins that we see popping out every single second, and how come this happens? Why is this happening? What's going on? Shouldn't they stop? Well, it's very simple, ladies and gentlemen. There are always going to be coins like this around, okay? Because the whole meme coin world is very new. Okay, everything is PvP here. And this is why I keep on telling you to actually upgrade your knowledge, to understand how everything works, because you are pretty much just going to be winning based on the fact that you know more than the other person. Someone needs to lose, someone needs to win, and you got to be on the winning side. Simple as that. Now, coins, guys, are like this, like the scammy coins, are always going to exist. Why is that? Well, first of all, beginners, newbies, they just don't know. They don't get it. They don't understand. And I know you think it's a bit silly that people fall for this, but it's true. There are so many people out there that probably read a story about how a meme coin made someone a millionaire or a billionaire. So guess what they did? They joined in, okay? They joined, they signed up, and they're like, oh, wow, look at this. It says Tesla AI. Let me click on it, right? And boom, next thing you know, they invest into it and they lose their money. Because obviously it's being botted, and there are so many devs like this preying upon these newbies. Also, a lot of people just don't have the proper tools. Luckily, you know, if you're watching my videos, you are the best of the best, right? You're taking your time to research, to upgrade your knowledge. But in reality, ladies and gentlemen, lots of people are not even using these type of terminals, tools. They don't see what we see here. What they're doing is probably they're seeing a contract address on social media and they're pasting it, you know, automatically just buying straight away. Now that, ladies and gentlemen, is not good. But this is what happens when FOMO kicks in, when people are like, the next 100x, the next 200x, when there's, you know, this massive rush. People just don't have enough time to do any research. They don't get it. Probably they've never even been here in the trenches before. So they'll just buy it straight away because they're like, oh my God, I'm going to miss out. So there you have it. You know, they follow these hyped up posts, you know, these social media trends blindly, and they trust these influencers or memes rather than actually basing it on fundamentals, understanding the mechanics behind it. Okay. And they sometimes think they can outsmart the market, which in reality is definitely not the case. Okay? And a lot of us, we're learning. We're taking the time to see, to watch, to understand, to research, to go deeper than everyone else, because every single day that you learn puts you above other people. And slowly, from being in a pool with 100% of the people, you start increasing, you start developing, you start going up the ladder until you reach that 1% of investors, okay? And I get it. There are a lot of people that want fast gains. They want things to happen so quickly. They're not even checking for the scams. But in reality, the longer you spend with these tools in the trenches, you gain knowledge. You're like, okay, I see, this is a rug. Look at this. Like, you know, just looking at the fees, for example, okay? So as you look at this fee, how can something, you know, be less than 1 Solana in fees? Well, clearly it's going to be a rug, okay? Clearly that's going to happen. But yet a lot of people don't check that. I mean, how can it be so low in global fees when the market cap is already like, you know, 18K? So something must be wrong. And then you start investigating, you start understanding. So if you don't research, you don't check, you are just feeding the scammers. And there's so many scammers out there, these scammy devs that would literally rug you for like $5. They don't care. You can be a good dev and you can still make money, and loads of money, way more money, but it will take more time, it take more understanding, more knowledge. But these devs out there, they're literally just using one bot, okay, some really simple tool, vamping, you know, replicating, creating the same token over and over again because they can, because, you know, these tools allow them to just do it on such a mass level. And there you have it. You know, once in a while somebody catches the bait, they fall for it, and they make money. So we need to be careful. And this is already, you know, I would say like the first step. But it's funny that there are people that fall in the first step. So luckily you have your Axiom downloaded, or at least you know, you're watching this video trying to learn. So I am going to leave you the link down below so you can get 10% cash back. Guys, you know, the more you're trading, the more you can get back. Without my ref link, you wouldn't be able to do that. So do check it out. Join my groups. Guys, we are going to learn. We're going to understand strategies, tactics. I'm going to show you how to get into that elite level, because the trenches are not easy. There's a lot going on here. Okay, just look at these coins. You think all these coins are legit? Absolutely not. Most of these coins are just copies of other coins, and that's it. And they're just waiting for somebody to take the bait. So be careful. And just because, you know, some metrics may look good, they're not even that great. Some, you know, these are, I would say, the laziest of the laziest. Even their metrics, even Axiom is detecting it. And Axiom, I mean, doesn't really do such a great job in detections. They, I would say, detect, you know, the most obvious scams out there. But there are more advanced techniques, which I'm going to go over in the next videos. But yeah, guys, this is just to tell you that there will always be fools and idiots, and this should serve as motivation, because ultimately, if you study and you understand, you just have so much more potential to use others as exit liquidity. As bad as it sounds, we all know this is all about hype. Everything's going to go down at some point, but at least you will be on the, you know, receiving end rather than the giving end. So yeah, guys, thank you so much. Really do appreciate all the support. Make sure you join my groups, and I will see you in my next video. Peace out.